Hi folks, Fusion 360 probing does something I didn't even realize it could do. This is a total game changer in how we make better parts. Take a look. Here's op 1 of our part. When we're done with op 1, our part looks like this. And when we flip our part over to do op 2, you'll notice that we have a single hole, a relatively small diameter hole that we can use to probe our part for op 2. And in theory, that should be perfect. But the reality is I'd rather not probe a really small hole, but rather probe a better feature on this part. I can't right now though, because of what I always call the hat top that's kind of occluding that view. So here's the awesome hack that I didn't realize Fusion made this so easy. In our op 2, we have our coordinate system set to be that hole. And this is the magic part. The coordinate system is right there. That's what we probe. I always thought you kind of had to probe that coordinate system if you wanted to make changes. You don't. So we've set that approximate coordinate system on that hole. We then rough face the part. And when it's facing, I'm not as concerned at all with the X or the Y values. Then we do a main roughing. This gets rid of the top hat. And that hole, it's probably going to be within a few thousandths of an inch. But what I'm doing is I'm leaving plenty of radial and axial stock here, in this case 20 thou, just to make sure if I do want to make those minor adjustments, I wouldn't end up gouging my part. So after we've faced and roughed it, then Fusion automatically comes in. It probes the left edge of the part, and it probes the top edge of the part. That then automatically updates and gives us a much better datum to be probing against. Even though the surfaces that we're probing aren't technically our work coordinate system, Fusion knows enough of what we're trying to touch to make that correct offset adjustment. The way we're creating that is under Setup, Probe, WCS. We've got our probe selected, and under Geometry, we'll pick a surface, but instead of the Fusion default, we can choose Use Selection Point, and that lets us put that point anywhere we want along our part. In this case, it's moving it really kind of left to right. And if we want to move it further down the part, we can adjust the bottom height to say -0.25, and it'll move it further down. This has really helped us as a great quality of life improvement, and it's just a really cool use of technology and kind of in-process probing. When we were first running these, the hole was off by, like I said, a few thousandths of an inch. It's not actually a huge deal, but it is. And you actually could see it sometimes in the chamfers along this part. And now we have a sustainable, easy to use workflow that makes this really nice for running batches of these parts. As always, folks, hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. See you soon.